So pending the World Tour 2026 for everyone?
I could, but I'm also not keen.
By then.
Yeah.
By then, you know, it's just a bit far away.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking 2026, I'll just take a bit of a rest here.
Yeah, you'll be kind of over it by then as well.
They oh man, so they cut one of my favourite lines right at the very end. So right at the very end, one of my favourite lines was from Ben. He goes, "You're kind of over it by then," and he goes, "Yeah, hard out, hard out. I'm not really into it now." Oh fuck, it's good. It's good. It's so good. There's so much to talk about with this because we just sort of improvised it. So I wrote the script for this based on an idea that I got from a good friend of mine, Circus Assassin, who is sometimes in the chat. He's Craig, and he's FBGX. If FBGX is in the chat, he's FBGX's partner. We were meeting up for just catching up one day, and we were chatting about D&D stuff, and I was talking about D&D logic and some of the ideas I had, and he said, "Oh, it'd be one of the skits you should do is just you guys saying like, oh, when is everybody free to shoot D&D logic?" And then you guys have no time and I was like, oh fuck, that's genius. I reckon that would make a good teaser trailer. And these guys hadn't decided, the Viva guys hadn't intended to do a teaser trailer as far as I understand. Just a regular trailer, which is coming on Tuesday. But I said this would make an excellent teaser / skit. And a few people in the comments are like, "Oh god, when the trailer's also a skit in itself," and blah blah blah. So yeah, I'm thankful that they decided to run with it. So I wrote the script for it. It was basically that. But I allowed them to just go with it. I was just like, I wrote the script so that you'd get the point of the skit, but you can do with it whatever you want. You're basically just all chiming in at different times with different reasons as to why you can't do it, and they can get more and more ridiculous. And we just let the cameras roll on it for a while. So I like the progression that starts
there
with.
There it is, awesome rehearsal, guys.
The first thing is my brother sent me a message when I sent him the link and said, "Hey, check out this thing." My brother was like, "So you wrote the script, right?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "So you wrote them saying, 'Awesome job on the scripts, Rob,' and clapping for you." Which no, I didn't. My script started a slightly different way, but it would be pretty funny if that was the case. That's the first thing to talk about.
Yeah, nice work.
Hey Zan, get out the fucking way. Hey Zan, we're shooting here. Get off set. You're meant to be a professional producer, mate. Know when you're in the background of a shot. So Zan is Viva's producer. And none of us noticed until like the final edit of the teaser that he was just in the background. so it's fine because like it's the kind of feel of it is like it's just we're all sitting around just doing a table read, and so the producer would be there. He's just hiding behind the plant. Zan looking traumatized in the background is perfect. Yeah. So there's your producer, Zan.
Nice work on the scripts, Rob.
So yeah, my script was basically the same. It was just we start with doing something else about the meeting. Adam was like, "Oh, if we can, maybe if we push that back to August, we can find the budget to do it well." Cool. Let's move on to talking about D&D logic. When are we free to shoot that? And then we launch into this. So that's how I started it in the script, but they decided, let's just have us as if we've just finished talking about this so that it's clearer that we're staying on the topic of D&D logic the whole way, which is smart.
Now, the next step, just like I had to do with Soul's logic, you got to organise this mess.
Yeah. I think scheduling is going to be the biggest issue. When can people actually shoot?
Oh, okay, so I can't do Wednesdays or every second Friday.
I love Phoenix. She's such a good actress. Like, she's so she's so natural at it. You can give her a direction and she just takes it and goes with it, and you don't. There's so many young actors that you kind of feel them acting. You can sense that they're really showing you that they're acting. I'm one of those. So the way that Phoenix is just natural when you give her a line or a dialogue or whatever to say, and she doesn't seem like she's acting on a surface level. She's really good at it. So I like that it starts out, there's a nice progression to it. I can't do this day or every other this day. That's completely normal, natural. It's understandable that people can't do a certain day of the week because of a standing commitment.
Wow, Mondays and Thursdays are not good for me.
And then so she can not do 3 days out of every 2 weeks. He can't do 4 days out of every 2 weeks. So there's a slight progression already happening. I love it. You're a young actor, Rob. No, I'm saying I was a young actor who couldn't act on anything other than a surface level.
Weekends are a total no-go.
So Britt writes out another 4 days out of every fortnight, a different 4 days than either of the other people so far. So there's already that progression. And so if you actually take down the days that already, with only 3 of us, that we can't do, we've pretty much written out most of the weeks every week.
Okay, that's looking like we're gonna
Adam's the only one wearing shoes. Those are slippers, I think.
be good on like the 3rd.
No, I'm in Wellington all that week.
Oh.
And now I've written out an entire week, so there's a definite like progression as we're getting worse and worse and worse, but it's still kind of normal and natural. Like, oh, it's difficult. This is a difficult month, but we'll get there.
Okay, well I'm gone the next week.
And then there's another week gone.
17th.
Oh, I'm getting my wisdom teeth out.
And then the wisdom teeth thing is like the first hint that it's like something like it's something out of the blue. That's well, not out of the blue, but it's something not every week. Something that's not happening every week to week, or it's something that's not a common occurrence. but she can't do it because of a wisdom teeth that happens to fall in the same period of time that we're trying to schedule something.
16.
So I guess that pushes it out to August. Does August work for
Wait,
everyone?
it's August 2021.
Yeah.
and then once it's already peaked at that point, you can then that's when you start going just ridiculous things with it, ridiculous things that are just breaking the real world logic, but it's now into the realm of ridiculous joke territory. So I think I really like the way that it built to a natural sort of progression to it. And I like that Ben's just the one to just write out an entire month. And not only does he write out an entire month without any explanation or excuse, but he has to clarify first that we're talking about this year. Like we've gone next week, the week after that, taking us up to the end of July, and then we go into August, and he has to clarify: are we still talking about this year? And then the line that really cracks me up every time I watch it.
Okay, what about September?
September 2021.
Is that he has to then clarify again that we're still talking about 2021 when we move on to the next month. It's just so ridiculous. It's such a silly thing. And when and in the extended stuff, if you're a patron of the Viva guys, while you're over on Patreon, you should also be a patron of mine. But if you're a patron of the Viva guys, you can see the extended trailer, which is it removes all of this this title screen and just shows you the whole cut, as it were. But Ben then says, oh, and while we're on it, October and November 2021 are also no-goes. so Ben can't do 4 months in a row, and he doesn't say it like I can't do August to November. He waits for each individual month to come up and then turns it down. It's just such ridiculous hilarity. And in the extended as well, you see a little of this. Emmett says, oh, I can do the 17th. I can do the 17th if I postpone my grandma's birthday. If I postpone my grandma's birthday, and that's the take that made it into the extended trailer. But we went through so many different takes, just like coming up with like who should because basically the prompt for them was just chime in things that you can't do here and there. We started like getting a lot of the first few takes were just like us talking over each other. And then after each take, I'd be like, that was fucking funny. Have that in there. Adam, you say your thing about this after Emmett says his thing about this. And so one of the things, the first thing that Emmett threw out was, I can do the 17th if I move my grandma's 100th birthday party. And the idea that he's planned for his grandma's 100th birthday party. And he's willing to move it. He's willing to move it to a different day. Sorry, Grandma. Just so we can film D&D Logic. And then we shut it down because it's like, oh no, because the wisdom teeth thing, he still won't be able to talk by then. And then on a subsequent take, he tried it again, but gave us a different read. He went, I've got my grandma's. He says, I've got my grandma's birthday party on the 17th, but if she dies by then, I can. we were like, no man, that's too dark. That's too dark. We can't have that in the trailer. And then Byron started. Oh fuck, man! The funniest bit was when Byron starts talking about. We pushed it on into a year. Adam goes, okay, maybe we're getting into 20. In the extended, you can see his talk about Christmas as well. He goes, we're getting a bit close to Christmas now, so maybe we jump forward to January. And then one of us goes, well, no, we could do Christmas. We could talk about Christmas. and then Ben's like, no. And we're like, I could do Christmas. And Emmett's like, yeah, I could do Christmas. And I chime in as well. I think I could do Christmas Day. And Ben for once is the straight man of that bit. And he's like, no, we're not doing Christmas. And we're all like, well, why not? Why not? And then I say, it's because it's your birthday, right? Because Ben's birthday is actually Christmas Day, for anyone who didn't know. I say, it's because it's your birthday. And he goes, well, yeah, but also because it's Christmas. So then we move on. Adam goes, okay, 2022, and I'm like, I'm gone from all the way from February 2022. I'm going to the UK to visit my family. He's like, oh, okay, how long are you there for? And I was like, maybe just 2 years. so I've written off the next 2 years, and then he goes, okay, so late 2024, and then. I think that's when Byron goes, I'm going to be starting my world tour by then. And we're all like, what are you touring with? And he goes, I'm going to be doing stand-up comedy. And this is not going to be quite as funny to people who don't live in New Zealand, but we said, wait, where are you touring? And he goes, I'm doing 6 months in Timaru. Which, for context, is a relatively small town in South Island, New Zealand, between two rather large towns. It's between Christchurch and Dunedin, which are both quite large cities. But Timaru's just like a small town between the two, and he's doing 6 months of touring in Timaru alone. The sort of place where you'd only do one night, at most, if you went there at all. 6 months in Timaru, and then he goes, so it's just a 6 month tour, and he goes, no, it's a year. After Timaru, I move on to Oamaru, which is an even smaller town just north of Timaru. and I'm pretty sure that didn't make it into the final cut, only because we couldn't get any takes of us not cracking up at it. I think the rest of us just couldn't not corpse at that. It was just ridiculous. And then he goes something, and then we moved on to something else. I can't remember what else. And then eventually he says, and then this is the end that we end up coming back into at the end of this trailer.
If they're not going to do a world tour.
So he says, I'm hoping to join the Philharmonic Orchestra by then. And we're like, what? What instrument do you play? And he goes, I don't play anything. I don't play anything yet, but I'm hoping to by 2026.
Okay, right.
I'm hoping that I'll be able to join them by 2026 if they're not doing a world tour, which is the line we end up coming back in on. If they're not doing a world tour, and Adam goes, okay, so pending a world tour, 2026, and then Britt had the brilliant idea of just being like, I don't really feel like it. Just out of all of the other excuses that people have thrown out for not doing anything until 2026, Britt says eventually we find a year that works for us, and Britt's like, nah, I don't really feel like it. Which Ben jumped on the back of with his, yeah, I just kind of want to rest you. Just kind of feel like a year away from acting. And then we expanded on that a little bit more at the end. He goes, Ben was like, yeah, I feel like just every 9 years I just take 1 year, 1 year off. Like, why 9 years? Why every 9 years? Man, it was so much fun. It was.
Doing the World Tour 2026 for everyone.
Good, but I'm also not keen.
So
You know, it's
keen.
just a bit far away.
Yeah,
and,
fair enough.
and I'm just thinking 2026, I'll just take it as a rest year.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll be kind of over it by then as well.
Hard
Like,
out.
Yeah.
Hard out. I'm over it now.
There it is. Awesome.
I kinda wish we'd kept in the I'm over it now just as a last second bookmark. You'd be kind of over it by then. Hard out. I'm over it now. Good stuff. If you want to see many of those jokes, not all of them, but if you want to see many of them, you can go over to Viva La Dirt League's Patreon and be a patron of the appropriate amount. I'm not sure what tier level they've hidden it behind. Or I think Adam, here's a sneaky free way that you can watch it. I think Adam showed it off on his stream yesterday. So I think if you go over to Adam's VOD from yesterday, in some time before he starts playing Red Dead Redemption, I think he shows off the extended version for free, so that you can get it before. But don't tell anyone. Stealth check. So yeah, there's the teaser trailer. Everybody, I'm glad that people enjoyed it. The comments for it were going nuts. It's gotten to how many views? 210,000 views. I patroned the shit out of them, so I'm on my way to watch. Awesome. 210,000 views and 1,200 comments. And how many likes to dislikes ratio? A like to dislike ratio of more than 99%. So the actual schedule of things is that God, it is unbelievable how many people don't understand how YouTube works. There are so many comments being like, "Oh, you should have just filmed it then," or "Oh, you should. I reckon you should still film it next week," or "Oh, damn, now you're in lockdown, you won't be able to film it." And I'm like, do you think we put out a teaser trailer for something like a week before it's meant to come out, before we've even filmed it? How do you think trailers work? You don't release a trailer before you filmed a thing. And so it's unbelievable how many people don't understand that we've already filmed it. It's already filmed and produced and ready to release. So it is filmed. It's done. It's going to be teaser trailer on that Tuesday, then proper trailer with footage from the actual series and an overarching voiceover to sort of like, in a world. It's going to introduce you to the world and the characters a little bit in the trailer, which is coming on Tuesday. And then on every Tuesday after that is going to be the actual series. So we've got teaser this week, trailer next week, episode 1 the week after. You love my socks. Thank you. They're D&D socks. You can't quite see because my pant leg, but this is a D&D ampersand right here. And this is a D&D top because I'm a super nerd.